Hey everybody, this is Shannon Greathead. I just wanted to come to you today to let you know there are two public meetings today. One is going to be the Murphytown Council. They are going to be doing their public forum for their budget proposal. And the other is Cherokee County Commissioners meeting. They too are going to have a public hearing on their proposed budget. Then I think it will be followed by a commissioners meeting. What I wanted to let you know is that I went through the proposal for town council. What I find on there is that they have a proposal of 4% or 4-cent increase on the property tax, and they also have a 6% increase on their water rate. I did not see an increase on the sewage rate. I think it stays at 12% in city and 14 out city. The other thing that I saw for Cherokee County is that they are proposing a 10-cent increase or 10% on the millage rate, which would be 10 cents per every $100 on property tax. Let me explain something there that might be a little difficult for some to understand. If you own property within the city limits of Murphy, you have to pay both city and county taxes. So what that would mean, if this both proposed budgets are passed, you would be paying 14-cent increase on your property tax, and that would be 14 cents per every $100. Really, folks, I am flabbergasted that people are being forced to yet again pay another increase in property taxes, and also looking at the water rate increases in Murphy. I know that this was a comprehensive plan that the town council had put into place last year. Town manager Chad Simons had started that one, and it looks like it's going to be an incremental change again, I think next year, if proposed and accepted, to increase those water rates and the millage rate to keep up, so to speak. But any rate, folks, the county itself is looking at multi-million-dollar lawsuits. This county overall, citizen-wise, we are in a population of over 60% of residents at 55 and over. This is low income, retirees, veterans, disabled. The income rate versus the properties is just, it's too much. I do not understand how the thinking of some of these folks is that these people are going to be able to afford to stay in their homes at these rates. I am thoroughly upset with some of these commissioners that think it's okay to continue to put the liability and the punishment for the mistakes and errors of a few onto the backs of these taxpayers. And they have taken no action whatsoever to hold those accountable, responsible, or to take back action to regain some of those funds that we are being sued for. Absolutely none. And I personally feel like they should be instructing the attorney to turn around and sue for those liable funds. Now, whether we could regain those funds, it's the action itself. And that's not occurred. The potential, as I listened the other night to the county commissioners meeting, by our county manager was, well, if people can't pay their taxes, of course, then they put liens on their property, on their wages, on their tax returns. Why are we, as the taxpayers, being punished for the actions of a few. It isn't right. It isn't fair. But then, I look at it as a procurement engineer. When you have a budget in front of you and it comes down to having a major lawsuit or financial responsibility over you, you start cutting the fat, so to speak. You start cutting the unnecessary expenditures. And I look at it and I go, why are we not getting rid of things that we don't need? So I'm asking these questions. Number one, why are we not selling off assets that we don't need? My first question is, why are we not selling Cherokee well drilling property that we spent over $750,000 on? We purchased it for $450,000. It sat there. We put in over another $250,000 in to get it fixed, and it still sat there. This was supposed to be in the EMS station that supposedly they kept saying Cal Stiles was kicking down the road, if you'll remember correctly. What about the excess vehicles, machinery, excess people in departments that we may not need them in? There are ways to cut in budgets. Trust me, I know I've done it. I'm asking these questions because we have priorities. Our priorities are providing resources that are required and necessary. Nothing more. And if that means cutting parks and recreation, if that means cutting economic development, TDA, the fair. You can get mad at me all you want. It's being feasible. It's making common sense decisions. If this were your own personal finances and you were being sued for multi-million dollars and it was your own checkbook, would you go out and then turn around and spend and buy a yacht, go on vacation, purchase a home, and add more expenses to your already impending doom? I mean, think about it. Why would we do that to the taxpayer? Does it make sense? So I'm asking you, why would we do this? It's not the taxpayer's fault that a handful of people made decisions, wrong decisions. And some of the county commissioners knew this and have done nothing to take action to hold those folks accountable. Not one thing. But yet they want to hold it over the taxpayers. That is not right. So I'm asking for the people that get to show up at tonight's meeting, ask those questions and demand that they say no to this 10-cent increase. If I could be there tonight, I would be there tonight. But my priority is having to take care of my elderly aunt, who has a nephrology appointment in Peachtree tonight at 6:15, so I won't be able to make it. That is why I'm making this video. People, we have commissioners sitting on that board that don't give two shits about anybody else sitting out in this community because they don't have to worry about losing their property. They don't have to worry about having to pay those extra taxes. They draw an income. They've got state pensions. Their house is paid for. They don't have to worry about that. People like you and me, that's a different story. There are people that are going to lose their homes, their lifetime estates that they've lived on their entire lives because of people like this and mistakes that were made, and nothing was done to correct it. And no attempts on the behalf of the public. No attempts to correct No attempts for accountability. But nope, just keep this cycle going and lay it on the taxpayer. No different than the federal government shoving everything down our throat. This is not right. Just is not right. So how much more can we take? Thank you.